Okay, today we're going to start our work in Excel, and I'm on page EX1 in your book. You're going to need your book along with this video if you're doing the video tutorial, just because I'm not going to type everything in on the screen. So what you see here is a picture of what the spreadsheet's going to look like when we get finished. So let's go ahead and get started. Some of our objectives for this chapter is that we'll be able to describe the Excel worksheet, enter text and numbers, use the sum button, copy the contents of a cell to a range of cells using the fill handle, apply cell styles, format cells in a worksheet, create a clustered cylinder chart, change a worksheet name and worksheet tab color, change document properties, preview and print a worksheet, use the auto-calculate area to display statistics, and correct errors on a worksheet. So I'm just going to go up to File and Open, and that's not what I wanted. File, New, and Create. So that opens up a new file, and yours should look just like mine on the screen. So beginning in the book on EX, that was EX6. We just opened up Microsoft Excel, and we started a new worksheet. So we're going to enter titles on our worksheet. So we need to click in the A1 box if it's not already highlighted. That's your box that's highlighted. We're going to type in Save Sable River Foundation. And then in the book they tell you to go over here to this check mark and hit and click it so it enters it. You can also just hit your enter button if you want, or you can arrow either left or right. And then we're going to go down to the A2 and we're going to type in Lifetime Fundraising Summary. This time I'm just going to hit my arrow button down. So see, it does the same thing. Next, we have a bunch of towns to type in. Allentown goes into B3. And then I use my right arrow to go in. I'm going to type the rest of them. This is where I'm going to pause and go ahead and type them all in. So if you guys want to follow along in the book, we're on EX11. Okay, as you can tell, I got all those towns or cities input into the spreadsheet. Now I'm at the top of EX12. I'm going to type corporate into the A4 box. So A4, click on that, highlight that cell, and it's going to be corporate. If you just hit enter, it's going to take you down to the next one, and we have a bunch of other things we need to enter there. So I'm going to pause it, and you want to enter those things in from page EX12. Okay, at this point your spreadsheet should look something like mine. I've entered the corporate, direct mail, fund runs, government, phone-a-thon, and total. Now we're going to start entering numbers. When you start entering the numbers, it's best to use your number keypad instead of using your numbers across the top of your keyboard. It just goes a lot faster that way. So I'm on EX13. We're going to click in B4. We're already there. And we're going to type in the number 74029.35 and hit enter. So yours should look something like mine. Now, we turn the page and it has a whole bunch more numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and type those in. Remember when you're typing, they're giving you the numbers to go across. So you want to hit your arrow key to the right. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in all my numbers. It says to look back on page EX13 in table 1-1 for all those numbers. So go ahead and enter those too. Okay, now your spreadsheet should look something like mine. You have all your numbers, your towns going across the top, your other information coming down the left-hand side, and then all of your number totals in. So now I'm on page EX15 in the book. I'm going to go, it says to go to B9, and there we're going to click the sum button. This auto sum button is right up here. When you click it, you want to make sure that your equation has the proper cells in it that you want to sum up, and ours does. So then I just hit enter, and then it gives me a total. Now from there we're going to go across. You're going to go down here in the left-hand corner, and you can drag it across. That's called the autofill. And then you just have your, drag that cross all the way across until it's filled, and then you let go. And that will fill those areas. Next, we're going to do our sum on the right-hand column. And this one we're going to hit auto sum. Oh, actually we're going to highlight all those. The ones coming down, all the ones we want to total, and then we hit our auto sum. And then you always want to check and make sure that your formula up here is what you want it to do. So we wanted to total B4 to G4, and that's what it's done there for us in our H column. Alright, now we're going to start formatting our worksheet. So we're going to go up, we're going to click in A1, and we're going to go to Cell Styles, which is right here, and we're going to click on the heading 1. That's what it gives us for that one. And the book also wants us, oh, it's already bolded, so they also wanted it to bold, and it already is bolded. You can either, by bolding it, you can either do your bold here, or you can right click, format cells, and there it can, you can also bold it in there as well. But to me it's easier to go up and click on your B for bold. Okay, now we're on page EX24. Now they want us to change our font, and they want it to be Cambria. So I'm going to highlight A2 and go up here to change my font to Cambria, and they also want it to be 14. So I did that, and now they also want us to bold it. So hit my bold. Again, there's different ways you can bold. You could right click and bold the same. Next we're going to change the font color, and with A2, cell A2 selected, you're going to click the font color button, which is right here, and dark blue text 2 is what they want it to be. Dark blue text 2. Just hit that. You can also play around in that, and it can give you lots of different options if you want to play around with that. Now we're going to center our title. They want our title to be centered between A and H. So we just highlight that and we merge and center. And then we're going to do the same with our next title. Merge and center. Next we're going to format our columns. So we're going to highlight going across from A to H. So that's all highlighted. And we're going to click on Cell Styles again. And this time they want us to do heading 3. So there's heading 3. And next we're going to click the center button. So that centers all those up for us. Next, we're going to format the numbers in our spreadsheet. So we're going to highlight from B over to H in row 4. Remember, the up and down, top to bottom is columns, and left to right are rows. And then they want that one to be the accounting, which happens to be the $sign. So you just hit that, and it formats it for us. The rest of the spreadsheet, except for the totals, we're going to highlight. So we're highlighting from B5 all the way down to H8, and they want it to be the comma. Again, it's already up here for us. We just click on it, and it does all the work for us. Next, we're going to do the totals here, and they want that to be in accounting again. So there you have it. We're also, I think that I skipped something in the total column. They want it to have a cell style for total. So you do that, and as you can tell, it changed it, putting the line and the double lines. So that is automatically done for us. A little less work than we have to do. Now we're going to adjust the column width. If you go up to right between A and B at the top and see where my cursor turns into the double arrow, you just double click there, and it automatically sets those the widths for us, and it's a lot less work that we have to do. Okay, now we're going to enter a chart. So you're going to go to Insert. They want a cylinder chart, and that's all in your column. Column, you see cylinder, and then it's a clustered cylinder chart. Before we do that, we have to highlight what we want in the chart. So you're going to start on A4, go all the way over to G8. Make sure you don't get any totals highlighted in that, because if you have the totals in, it makes your chart a mess. But you highlight, then you go up to column, cylinder, clustered cylinder, you click that, and now you can just drag it over, and they want you to put it into 11 and drag it so it's even with your chart, and then bring the totals up. Whoops, I grabbed the whole chart. Bring the totals up, and if you notice the change in my cursor there, it changes. So that when you have the up and down arrow, that means that I can move it length and width bigger and smaller, and then sometimes it doesn't. Okay, if you're following along in the book, I'm now on EX41. Now they want us to format the chart, and by doing that, you go up here, you hit the More button, and they want us to go to Style 34, which happens to be right there. You click on it, and you notice it changed the style a little bit. So, and I believe that's it for our chart. Now they want us to name our sheet. So you just go down on sheet number 1, you right click, you hit rename, and they want it to be called Lifetime Fundraising Summary. And then if you right click to tab color, and they want it to be red. Desired color is red. You do that, and you can tell it changes the color a little bit down there at the bottom. Now we're going to go up, we're going to change our properties, so we're going to hit File, and Info's already highlighted. You go over here to your Properties button, you click, and you show Document Panel, and it pops up. You should have your author name. And the keywords, they want us to type Lifetime Fundraising Summary. And that's all you have to do for that. So, I'm now going to page EX46, and it talks about printing and that kind of thing. We don't need to print this because I'm going to run and check it when you get done. And then there's just a couple more things. There's an Auto Calculate button. So if you right click down here on the bottom where I just right clicked, you can put a maximum, and it'll give you maximum numbers. So we're going to take that out, but that's what that does. Overall, I think that's it. If you want to take a look at EX52, it tells you how to clear out certain things. If you highlight these certain cells, you right click, you hit delete, and it will remove things. I'm obviously not going to because we just finished, but this is what your finished product should look like for your tutorial. Now you should move on to Lab 1 and Lab 3, and that will be it for Excel Chapter 1.